What a terrible, terrible week. It's just, it won't stop raining. We were going to try to cut logs today, but I don't know how much it rained overnight, but it has rained a bunch. More rain on the way. We're getting kind of a little break in it right now. Hurry up, little car. The creek by my house is out of its banks right now. I could only imagine what it looks like down at the job site right on that river. Just spring's coming early this year, I guess. Usually we don't get this kind of rain this early, but you never know about this crazy weather anymore. Well, I'm just kind of waiting around on Brandon. He's out doing some shooting right now. So we're going to go in here to the coffee shop. As soon as Brandon calls, we're going to go to his shop, and we might take the skid steer over there. We might just take the truck. I don't know what he wants me to do yet, but we're finally going to work on some stuff. It's just been a terrible week to do anything. A good week to sit in the coffee shop. That's about it. That's kind of why we haven't really done many videos this week, because we haven't had anything to do videos on. So we'll take advantage of this break in the rain and wait on Brandon. We'll go to the shop. We don't have anybody behind us in the rear view here. So now, about a year ago, last April, when I first picked up this truck I'm driving, some of those videos I made in the flood, and if you go back through my history, this was all underwater. And this flood's pretty easy. This is I've seen this flood real easy. I don't want to say real easy. I've seen it flood several times. And you can see that Bear Creek here, it's taken about all it can stand right now. I mean, it's already starting to creep out of the banks there, out into the low bottoms. It's rolling pretty good, and it's still coming up. And they say here in just about another hour or two, we're supposed to get some more heavy rain come in. So I would say by the end of the day, this sucker's going to be out. I don't know. I don't think it'll get out over the road today. I really don't. But I think it'll get out in the bottoms more. To get out in the road, we'd have to have another pretty good round of rain, which I'm not saying it won't do it by any means, because it's Missouri. Anything can happen. It's crazy weather, but it will be out in the low bottoms. And I kind of wanted to go down to the job site today just to see what that North Fork River was going to look like. But they said they got more rain down there in the southwestern part of Missouri than we got up here. So I would say it's rolling pretty good now. Luckily, we kept the skidder. I always park it on the high ground anytime we're working around a creek, especially if I know there's a chance of rain or weather. But we parked it up where the water won't ever touch it, up kind of on the ridge. But when I had my 360 Timberjack, the big flood we had around Christmas of 2015, we were working over around Garland, Kansas, and the bottoms over there. Now my skidder was off the creek quite a ways, but water was probably, I don't know, 2.5 feet up on it, which, it didn't even touch the bottom of the belly pans on that Timberjack. It got up into the wheels, but it didn't get up and touch anything or hurt the motor or the electronics on it or anything. But we couldn't even get to the skidder. It was 2 weeks before we got to the skidder, just because all the backwater over there. We lost some logs floated away. That was a heck of a deal. And you never think about things like that, but that was the first time I'd really ever seen something like that happen. I'd heard about it happening before, but we were far enough off the creek, I wouldn't have dreamed that we'd have got, a 14-inch rain, and that would have happened. No one ever thinks that or expects it, but that's how it goes. Now we're headed over to Brandon's right now to start tinkering around. So let's go see what kind of mischief he's up to. Now this is the old pintle hitch. Like I said, we've got the new axle for it. And you can see where we had of course, the duals. That was the inside set of duals. The outside was totally trashed, or maybe that. I don't know. Yeah, the outside was totally trashed on the old ones. I don't know, man. Maybe that is the inside. I don't know. It's been so long. That might have been the duals that were totally trashed. One of those caught fire. One of them wasn't bad. So yeah. All right. I'm all turned around and messed up. This was the side that we didn't have problems with, and this was the side we did have, where the hub went out. And of course, we ended up having a fire and burnt the tire up a little bit. And it was just a mess. Like I said, there wasn't a whole lot I could do given the situation, because we were loaded, and I just wanted to ease it off the highway and By the time I noticed, you know, we had some smoke coming back there, we got her shut down on the side of the road in time, but I didn't want to be on the shoulder of the road, and it was a wide road, there was big shoulders, and it's not like I was obstructing traffic, but I didn't want to be loaded on the side of the road, so I eased it on up the road a couple miles to the first dirt road, and of course by the time we got up there and got her shut down and everything, we totally trashed that hub. So we got a new axle here, which this axle was on back order forever. We like to never got it. This happened back in early December. I think December 2nd is when all this went down. So in, what is it, February 24th, we're just now getting an axle to do this. It's nonsense. You think these would be a pretty common axle, these Dexter 10,000 pound axles, but no. It's been nothing but a nightmare waiting to get this thing going. Now luckily I already had my other pintle hitch ordered, and it was supposed to come in before I'd even made this trip, and it was delayed getting in. So I think a week or a week and a half after all this happened, my new trailer came in, the one I have now, and I actually had this one sold. And looking back at it, we're pretty fortunate for this to happen to me, I guess, because I would hate to have sold this to my buddy Bruce, because I mean it was bound to happen, you know, whether it happened to me or happened to Bruce. And I would have rather it happened to me the first time that, or, you know, rather it happened to me, the hub go out, than it happened to Bruce the first time he pulls it with a load on it, because he was going to use this for a backhoe. But man, like I said, it just cost me a little extra money to do this and pay Brandon to do it. But like I said, it's better than Bruce having to worry about it. That would make me look like a real idiot selling him a trailer the first time he goes to pull it, whatever. Hub goes out and loses an axle or causes an accident. So right now, we're going to cut this old axle completely out. Cut the old one out of there. Then we're going to put the new one in. And I've actually got a set of these tires and wheels at home in the barn. But right now, we just want to get the axle under it. Might go there and get the wheels later. Now those other two wheels are good, but only one wheel and tire is bad. So we're just going to go ahead and replace the whole wheel too. Get that other one off there, because I don't know, it might be good, probably junked out, I don't know. I have to see what Brandon thinks, so that was kind of the plan, just to put the new wheel and tire on it. So she's been a good old trailer. The thing I like about my new one, the reason I ordered my new one, is because it's got a longer deck. It's got a 5-foot longer deck on it. Of course, it's got two 12,000 pound axles and the electric over hydraulic brakes, which is just phenomenal. These are just straight up electric brakes on this trailer. Now they work really good, but that electric over hydraulic's a real deal, man. I really like those. Plus my new trailer's black and this one's yellow-ish, and I don't like that. Lots of work. Did I mention we bent this? It's the bad side right there. That's rough, ain't it? That is rough. Yep, that's rough. That's about how my luck goes. That was the first time I've ever had a hub go out on anything. The first time I ever really ruined an axle on anything. So it's been a learning experience. It's quite the deal there. Yep, that is quite the deal. We had to use a special wrench, as you can see. We've got a bushing that's just spinning. We can't get the bolt out. So we're cheating. Nothing ever goes as you plan, does it? We've got the axle out. Now we're breaking down the components off of it. These springs, hangers, U-bolts. I really did a number on that, didn't I? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That was, so we had to torch the head off that bolt. This is the bolt from the other side, but the bolt on this side, of course, we had to torch the head off, so we'll have to get another bolt. We go to put it back in there. Got her up in there. I don't know. Somebody I just thought I'd use it like that. Have a one axle. Joking, of course. Oh, more fire. So we didn't get done everything we needed to get done on the trailer today because we had to do some cutting on some U-bolts too, and we thought we could go to the next town over to like a, I don't know, Tractor Supply type place and get what we needed, but the U-bolts were a little bigger than what they had. So one of those things where, you know, Brandon's like, oh, we can get that in there in a couple hours. Of course, I don't know anything. I'm a mechanic. And, you know, if things would have went like they should have, we probably would have got it in there in 2 hours or less. But everything was cut and grind, and it just, things weren't going like they should. So hopefully we can get the parts we need the first of the week, Monday, to get that thing put together so I can get rid of it, because I don't need to pintle hitch trailers. I need to get it sold and get it away out of Brandon's place because it's just taking up room over there. So, and I don't need it here at my place to take up space or room either. So, but it was a fun rainy day project while it lasted. We've got a bunch more rain. It's flooding everywhere. I think tomorrow and Monday are supposed to be fairly nice, and I think from what we've seen on the weather earlier, I think the rain's supposed to come back into the picture Wednesday again. So seems like spring is coming a little early this year. That's what it seems like. That's not good for the logging into things, because we're plenty backed up as it is, and just when it gets wet like this, you can't really do much. I mean, you can only cut so many to have them laid down, and just like where we're at, you know, the job we're going to start, we really can't even cut in a place like that, because like right now, I don't know how big the river is down there, but I'm sure it's out of the bottoms. And that walnut will float off. I mean, it's pretty prone to floating off when it gets in water like that. So, like your walnut, your ash, your maple, they'll float away on you. So you can't really be cutting too far ahead. Or I guess you can. I don't like to do it. I don't advise it. Not that anyone should ever listen to me anyway. But it always makes me nervous because you never know what the weather's going to do. Just like this. I mean, it's hard to. You know, the weather can tell you when it's going to storm, but even then, it's kind of hard to even know what you're going to get for rain. I mean, we didn't. Said you never know when these pop-up showers and floods are going to come. So it's rough. So the plan right now, talk to Dad. I think maybe Tuesday we're going to try to go down there and do some cutting. Might try to look at some timber. I know we've got some timber to look at to get it taken care of, which I've always got stuff like that to do. But really need to be cutting right now. Really need to be moving some wood. We're actually going to see what the river looks like down here that I showed you earlier in the video. I don't know if it's out of its banks yet since we got all this other rain. Yes, it is out of its banks. It's in the low bottom as we speak. We'll flip the camera around here just quick. It's a one-lane bridge, so let's flip the camera. All right, you can see we're here along the road ditches. It's out of the creek. It's getting pretty saturated out here in the bottom. It's backing up, so we got traffic behind us. See there? She's out. It's out through there, out through here. We're out of the banks. It's going to get bigger yet. See all out there in the low bottoms. So it's a possibility it might run across the road, but I don't think it will. But it's still raining right now. It's still raining right now. So it's when it does, it usually crosses up here first. It's kind of a little low shot up and through here. But I mean, we're a ways away from the creek. We can see how saturated the field is out there. So it'll shoot actually right through here first. I know that makes no sense, but guys, at least we could get a video made today. It wasn't near the day we wanted to have because we didn't get a whole lot done, but we got to do something anyway. And just that's logging, man. This wet weather puts a damper on things. I can only do so much, but thanks a lot for hanging out with us and watching the video. Be sure to check us out on all of our socials. Instagram and Facebook. Like I said, I'm not real big on Facebook anymore. I do about everything on Instagram. I've kind of cut ties with doing so much on Facebook. I mean, I'll cross post from Instagram to Facebook. So sometimes I forget to make the cross post, but I get busy. Check everything out with Logger Threads. All the new designs, all the current designs. Get yourself threaded up. I know Shanae has been busy shipping out orders. We did a lot of orders to Oklahoma this week. We sent our first order to California. We sent some orders across the pond, the United Kingdom this week. The UK, Britain, whatever, England, whatever the proper term for all that is. I don't, UK, I call it England, the UK, whatever. But yeah, I mean, we send orders everywhere, guys. I mean, it's we'll ship anywhere. Just put the order in and we'll get it to you. But yeah, Shanae's been super busy with that. And I think there's been more postings on timbertracker.net. Of course, like I said, Shanae handles majority of that, and I need to check in with it more than I do, but I try to stay cop in this logging game. But guys, thanks so much. We'll hopefully make a video. I don't know if we'll make one tomorrow, maybe Monday. This wet weather, you never know. Guys, enjoy your weekend.